Okay. Now turn that on. Okay. Really? Why didn't that? Okay. Sorry, trying to get set up. It doesn't want to work. Okay. Done. Done, 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 done. Done, I think. Yeah, I know you're popped out. I just don't know where you went. Oh, there you are. Okay. No, I gotta put you somewhere. Okay. Yes, I am. That didn't work. You have arrived. All right. It just showed the backup. Not even live on my backup. That's crazy. Anyway. Okay. Sure. I didn't. I blocked everybody. Yeah, that's what happened. Said I'm done with y'all. Hi, Trademark. Hi, Dragon Skeleton. Hello, Progressive Possum. Hello over there. Feisty, Ari, I see you. Dragon Skeleton, I see you. Justin, I see you over on the tubes. I see you guys here on TikTok. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why I did that. I can't even. But hello. It's gonna. You think I was gonna block you, Eli? Eventually, eventually, I'll probably have to. No. Okay. So the thing is I have to. I have to start the way that my OBS works with the virtual camera. I have to start going live on Twitch and YouTube first. If I put the virtual camera on and go TikTok live first, my OBS doesn't want to load Twitch and YouTube. So I have to do those first, and then I have to turn the virtual camera on. Then I have to load up TikTok. It's a mess. It's a mess, but it works. It works. So I just ask my Twitch and YouTube viewers to, YouTube first and then Twitch, actually. Because if I do Twitch first, YouTube doesn't load. I don't know. That I have to make sure that I do all those things. The technology is technologizing.
Where were you?
Getting outline stuff. Also, my son is home because he had a 100.3-degree fever this morning. So that's fun. So doing mom shit and getting ready for today.
Is he okay now?
Yeah, he's all right. Like, I think he's fine. Like, he doesn't have any other symptoms besides having this fever. I just didn't want to send him to school because he has an aptitude for his fever getting worse.
Mm-hmm.
As the day goes on, so yeah.
Gotcha. That's crazy, Todd.
Throw the whole kid away. Yeah, I mean, I already have another one, so why the fuck is Dr. Robotnik in my live chat? What is happening?
We had conversation. It's been a morning.
Oh, has it been a morning?
It's been more. I had someone tell me that gun regulation in gun laws is a violation, or no, background checks are a violation to the 5th and 14th Amendment.
Background checks are violations to the 5th and the 14th? What?
And then he kept talking
That's a
about
choice.
his greenhouse.
Is he okay?
No. And then he got mad because there were women on the screen.
Eclipses. Don't put it in the pets channel. Put it in the which one's the one? Community outreach. Put it in
We
the
have one of those.
Yeah, put it in the community outreach channel in community. So it says community, there's Gen Chat, live chat, community outreach is right under that. Put it in there.
Let me tag him. There you go.
But on that note, good morning or good afternoon, everybody. I appreciate you guys being here on this Tuesday. We're back to the regular background of why are you still supporting Trump? I'm sure we're going to get a lot of triggered people. I know everybody in my community has heard, but Jesse Jackson passed away, kind of a staple within the civil rights movement. So I had to add this shit. Oh, I didn't have to, but I added.
Are you talking about his tweet?
We're going to go over it. Are we ready?
Yeah, we went over that right before we ended, and I'm like, let's actually did you fact check the whole thing? Because I have fact checking right side by side.
I don't need to fact check it. I was just frustrated with one particular part of it. That's all I needed.
I can believe it, scoundrel.
Okay, so I'm gonna read it. The Reverend Jesse Jackson is dead at 84. I knew him well, long before becoming president. He was a good man with lots of personality, grit, and street smarts. He was very gregarious, someone who truly loved people, despite the fact that I am falsely and consistently called a racist. I don't know why he capitalized the R in racist. Hard R. That's what it is.
Real quick, before before you keep going, can I mute Sandwich?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That was what the swan was for.
Oh, okay. W. His daily mute. His daily mute.
Goodbye, Sandwich.
Don't be surprised if you get a private message to him, because he liked to do it
That's
to
fine.
Ari too, saying, "Why'd you mute me?" So there's that.
Because I can.
So the
Sorry.
hard R racist that he said, by the scoundrels and lunatics on the radical left, Democrats all. It was always my pleasure to help Jesse along the way. I provided office space for him and his Rainbow Coalition for years in the Trump building at 40 Wall Street, responded to his request for help in getting criminal justice reform passed and signed when no other president would even try, single-handedly pushed and passed long-term funding for historically black colleges and universities, HBCUs, which Jesse loved, but also which other presidents would not do. Responded to Jesse's support for our Opportunity Zones, the single most successful economic development package yet approved for black businessmen/women, and much more. Jesse was a force of nature like few others before him. He had much to do with the election, without acknowledgement or credit, of Barack Hussein Obama, a man who Jesse could not stand. He loved his family greatly, and to them I send my deepest sympathies and condolences. Jesse will be missed. President Donald J. Trump. Well, I take issue with that. With that.
I have to send you a new soundbite.
Ooh.
Just so you can use it.
He couldn't stand him, huh? Stand him? That's interesting. Because the man was brought to tears for the man that you then decided to create an entire movement on called the birther movement. He couldn't stand him? How did he feel about you near the end? This was last year. Would have been not last year, excuse me. The year before that, before Trump won.
Well, I want to see us in this year use our collective vote to defeat Donald Trump. Trump represents something dangerous to America, using the presidency for personal gain, without enforcing the environmental laws in our Constitution, playing on racial fears. In Africa and the Caribbean are S-holes, the S stands for. It's a Mexican judge was incapable of being judicious. The Charlottesville situation where you had the white supremacists march with tiki lamps, challenging Jews, banning Muslims. He's done some awful stuff to America. and we cannot afford that. We're more isolated in the world. We are isolated from the G7 countries. We're isolated from our neighbors in Canada and Mexico. We deserve better leadership in this. So I want to see Trump defeated. Well, I want.
So, real quick, guys, yes. Jesse Jackson was critical of Obama, which I don't think there's any fucking problem with that. I think you should be critical of your politicians. So there's no issue with that there. And he did get flack for that as well. But there's no fucking evidence that he couldn't stand him. Emma Gorg, thank you so much for subscribing with Prime over on Twitch. I appreciate you doing that. Thank you so much for the support. Beef Biscuit says, Obama racist. Are you all right? You okay? So yeah, I just wanted to start with that, and then we'll get into what else I had on my outline today, but that happened, so that's real fun. And then I'm sure, as Olive did earlier, that we can fact check through all of that shit. But guys, welcome in this morning. I appreciate you guys being here on this Tuesday. Make sure we're doing all of the good things. Let's tap that screen, share the live out, do your daily heart me if you have not done so. As you can see with the like goal, I have a little bar for you, so it can feel like a video game. Look, it matches my shirt, my PBS's punk shirt. You guys can tap, tap, tap away. I would like to get to 50,000 likes within the hour, and then another 50,000 likes after that by the time that I am done for the day. That would be wonderful. I do have my 100 goal today that I have every single day. This is my job. This is how I make money. So I would appreciate it if you guys could help with that. I have the links in my bio, the Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, all of those are in there. So if you guys can contribute in any way, you can send messages along with that I can read out loud. I would love that. Guys, I'm also multi-streaming, so I'm on Twitch and YouTube. There are paid memberships on both. There's also super chats, gifts, things like that you can do over on those. So I appreciate you guys being here. All right. What should we get started with today, y'all?
I had a few articles I can send you as well if you want to add. So when we have like a low, because
Right.
apparently the DHS spokeswoman is leaving the Trump admin. So
Trisha McLaughlin?
hold on.
I was like, my outline starts with immigration.
Well,
Beef Biscuit, I do love my SNAP, which I actually don't have. So we had to do a recertification of our SNAP that was due at the end of January. We completed it in December. Guess what? It hasn't been processed, but they didn't give us any fucking food stamps for January. So that's been fun. That's been fun. That's another reason I need your guys' help. I literally have to get cat food, which by the way, SNAP doesn't cover anyway, but I have to get cat food for Stella. I need to get groceries for my children. So yeah, any help you guys could do, that would be great.
so I just sent you the article.
So let's see. Where they
CNN needs to
from
stop this shit.
Okay.
So I use the Hill
Okay.
primarily when I'm using these sources on Ground News. I should probably just send you the Hill instead of actual Ground News.
Huh.
I gotta get you to log into my.
We tried that,
Ground
and it was
News.
we tried that. We
Well, I also wasn't paying attention to the
no,
code.
you guys were busy. You were moving. You were like doing
So
so
we'll
many
make
other
it work.
things.
We'll
It
do it.
just made me laugh. Like, well,
Well, okay.
let me redo this goal here. Okay, confirm. Got it.
Look at you guys getting to us 30K.
Awesome. You guys are killing it. See? You guys like the little bar. I knew you guys would like the little bar.
I can't get the bar.
Oh, I didn't even turn the phone line on. I didn't do that. Oh, well,
They may not let you talk much because I haven't been able to speak much during my entire life. So
then I'll just hang up on them because I don't care.
then I'll hang up.
Well, how are you today?
I'm good.
Okay. Did you vote for Trump?
Oh yeah.
Can I get your age and what state you voted in?
Yeah, I'm 23 from Nevada.
Okay. Why are you still supporting Trump?
He's a hero. I mean, he's the best option.
Oh, is there
I-
somebody else running against him that I didn't know about right now? What do you mean option? He is the president of the United States. Why are you still supporting him?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Sure. Like, I think he's doing a good job.
With
I
what?
think there's a lot of like made up stuff against him right
What's
now.
he doing a good job with?
You know, like like geopolitics and stuff.
What about geopolitics?
Just like, shifting America to like a more like, sort of rational foreign policy, right?
What is his foreign policy that you like?
Like trying to have Europe scam us less.
Oh, how's he doing that? And how are they scamming us in the first place?
Yeah, they're like running up massive.
You have no clue. What the fuck.
Stop looking at me, Swan.
You have no clue what the fuck you're talking about, sweetie. Go sit down. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay, sweetie. It's all right.
You gonna be okay.
The pain. Make it stop.
Okay, so
Guys, we're just in a good mood today, okay? Women are happy for whatever reason. We deserve to be happy.
you're a groiper, right? Raising.
Yes, he is.
Oh, I know. He said it yesterday.
Oh, I love Nick.
Cool.
Yeah.
What did Nick recently say about what the Democrats should do to the Trump administration?
What they should do? I mean, he said what they were going to do. He said they were going to try to run out the clock until midterms with the DHS.
No. What did if they win in the midterms? If the Democrats win in the midterms, what did Nick say that they should do?
What should the Democrats do?
Yep.
I don't think he gave a prescription.
He
but
did.
He
He
gave,
said that they should impeach Trump and impeach them all and nobody get in their way. Maybe you should listen to your Lord and Savior because that's what the fuck he said. Y'all need to pay attention to your peoples. Pay attention to your peoples.
You assume they can read.
You don't have to read. He did a video.
Oh, that's right. I forget that Nick Fuentes doesn't even read himself.
No. They're fighting. Let's just let them.
I'm doing my social media managing right now, and I sent you a few. I'm working on a few articles for Bluesky, so if you just see a bunch of articles I send you, a lot of it's just based in immigration.
Yeah, he said, fuck Trump, fuck MAGA, fuck you. I hope the Democrats impeach him. I hope they impeach all of them. It's a 4-minute clip, so I'd like to find the part where he just said that because I'm not watching 4 minutes of Nick Fuentes. Y'all can suck it. But, maybe listen to your man. All right. Let's turn that on. Immigration. Let's get to.
Oui. Sorry.
Let's go to Tom Homan on judicial warrants. Okay.
Wasn't.
What's so wrong about obtaining a judicial warrant to enter private property?
That's not what the federal law requires. Congress themselves wrote the Immigration Nationality Act that gave power on administrative warrant to
Oh no, they're mad. Thank you for calling the stream. Age, state, who'd you vote for?
I'm Jess Garcia in New Mexico.
How old are you?
62.
All right. Did you vote for Trump?
I did 3 times.
Okay. Why are you still supporting Trump?
Why do I still support Trump?
Yep.
Oh, where do you want to start?
I'm not the one who supports him, so where do you want to start?
I do because he stopped 7 wars.
Oh, which
He
wars
caught
did he
Hillary-
stop?
he-
Nope. Let's start with that
he-
one. Which wars did he stop?
Oh God, the 2 in Africa, 1
Which
in
ones?
in
Let's name
in
them.
Colombia.
You should know a lot about this. Let's
wait a
name
minute.
them.
Well, I read about them.
Oh, where?
And
Where'd
I
you read
thought
about them?
Oh wow, really? Okay, I like this already. Already. Let's see. You asked me why I supported Trump, all right? And I'm gonna be really nice and honest about it, okay?
Sure.
All right.
Facts and not your
When-
fifis would be
when-
wonderful.
when-
Yeah.
In 2020, I took my savings because I thought that there was a pandemic, and I bought a
thought
big old
there was
house.
one?
I thought there was one, yeah. And I
was.
bought a big
There
old.
was
I
one.
bought a big
There
old.
actually
I bought
was
a big
one.
old. You're
you don't want to tell me about the 7 wars that he stopped, then I'm not going to talk to you because that was what the fuck you started with, and you realized that you can't list them because you don't know anything about them. You just believe what Donald Trump says. He also sounds like the worm from The Corpse Bride. Anyway.
By the way, Tom Homan looks like a reject mall Santa every time I look at him.
He does look like, and he's marble mouth, so I would not.
It's like Tim Allen, but like worse.
Tim Allen is also a Trump supporter.
Yes, that's why I said worse.
Worse. All right, let's do it, Tom Homan.
Obtaining a judicial warrant to enter private property.
That's not what the federal law requires. Congress
The federal law does not require judicial warrants to enter people's homes. That's interesting.
themselves wrote the Immigration Nationality Act that gave power on administrative warrant to arrest somebody. And that's what's set up in federal statute. So if Congress wants that changed, then Congress can legislate. But right now, ICE is acting within the framework of federal statutes enacted by Congress and signed by a president.
Well, as I recall, you have previously said that you thought judicial warrants were necessary for searches. There's been this change in policy in that now ICE can go with these administrative warrants that are issued by ICE personnel. Why your change of heart? I mean, clearly there, at one point at least, you agreed that was necessary.
No, I don't have a change of heart. What I understand, and I wasn't part of the discussion, is that DOJ interpret that law saying in certain circumstances, administrative warrant on somebody that has a final order removed.
Does DOJ get to interpret the law?
No.
Their job is to do what with the law? It starts with an E.
Enforce.
Enforce it. Their job is to enforce the law, not interpret it. So what court has determined that you do not need a judicial warrant for search and seizure?
I don't think Tom
Google
Homan
already
knows.
had a due process issued by a federal judge that can enter premises. I'm not a part of that discussion, but that's the DOJ guidance.
It would be nice if I could understand him better if he took the marbles out of his mouth.
He looks like a reject mall Santa. I can't unsee it.
Now you have, this is, I'm pretty sure he's a representative, Remmer, as well on judicial warrants.
There's no common sense here. This is all politics. They're talking around the issue. What they're doing, Lawrence, is they want reforms that, frankly, protect illegals and criminals at the expense of tax-paying citizens. Let's go after that warrant one. You already have administrative warrants, and Americans, if they were told the truth by these guys, would understand in order to get an administrative warrant, the defendant, the subject of the warrant, has already had full due process. Now they want what they say is a judicial warrant. And on its face, it sounds reasonable, right? Well, we got to get a judicial warrant. The administrative warrant is already the same thing.
It's not. Which is why they're two separate things. That's why they're named two separate things. And also, having an administrative warrant does not mean that anybody went through the entirety of their due process. Because even once you're picked up with an administrative warrant by ICE, you can still go see a judge if you request so. You can still appeal to the immigration board. Oh my gosh, Peter, thank you so much for the galaxy. Thank you. To sit there and say that they're the same thing is wild.
Judicial warrant on top of that, you'll never get a judicial warrant in the timely manner that you need to get it. So the result, mass amnesty, which is essentially what we had under the Biden administration. They want this again. They make it sound.
No, that was Reagan, baby.
Like it's something good. It's not.
Here's Tom Homan yesterday.
There's no common sense here.
He's an idiot. All right, let's do the next one. I got another one on warrants. This one's going to be real bad. This is Buddy Carter. If you guys don't know, Buddy Carter is going to be running against Jon Ossoff for his Senate seat. This time in the midterms. Make sure you're paying attention, Georgia. This guy's running against Ossoff. Let's listen to what he says about having warrants at all.
But some of the demands that the Democrats have put forth, we're not going to be able to obtain that. We can't have a warrant every time.
What?
We can't have a warrant every time?
What? Correct me if I'm wrong. Republicans claim that they are the party of law and order. Yes?
Yes.
So where is the law and order in this statement? The idea that you can just do anything at any point in time.
What they're doing is they are doing what Donald Trump has been very good at doing, which is trying to just gently coax Republicans and MAGA into unconstitutional things and saying, I want to normalize this. If we normalize that it's ridiculous, we can't have a warrant every single time, people will start to repeat it and people will start to defend it, right? They'll say, Democrats are for criminals. They're for criminals. If we have to get a warrant for every person, how are we going to get rid of criminals? That's not the case. We can still do it because, again, we saw where Obama did it. It's one of my most popular videos on my channel. You can go and fucking look on TikTok. I have it on YouTube and everywhere else as well, where people even admit that Obama deported more people and yet was able to do it without trying to say, hey, we violate the Constitution in order to do it. Like, it is this normalization of unconstitutionality, of wiping your ass with the Constitution. What do you mean you can't get a warrant for every single one? Well, then I guess you aren't doing that operation. I guess you aren't arresting that person. Buffalo Man's in there mad. Buffalo Man, you can call in and you can show me where illegals get kicked out immediately, because that's just not how that works, sweetheart. I'm so sorry.
Due process, asshats.
Due process exists. That is the case. That is the truth. All right. What's next? Tom Homan's going to go through and describe that they aren't racial profiling. They're just using reasonable suspicion. Guys, it's fine. As we're sitting here, I don't even have to tell you to keep tapping. You guys are doing fucking wonderful on that. I appreciate that so much. But if we could work on my goal a little bit today, that would also be wonderful as well. I would appreciate it. And I have the little hearts too as well.
Y'all completed my goal. Let's complete Monica's.
When they say stop racial profiling, that's just not occurring. I mean, and you know, ICE will briefly detain and question somebody based on reasonable suspicion. It has nothing to do with racial profiling. As far as the mask, look, you know, I don't like the masks either, but because threats against ICE officers are up over 1,500%. Actual assaults and threats are up over 8,000%. These men and women have to protect themselves. As far as identifying themselves, they all have placards identifying themselves as ICE, ERO, HSI, DEA, FBI. So they all have placards on them. So I'll let the White House and members of Congress, you know, fight that out. But I think some of the asks are just, I think they're unreasonable, because there is no racial profiling. There is identifying marks. But masks, you know, why don't they talk about maybe passing legislation to make it illegal to dox agents or something like that? But the masks right now are for officer safety reasons.
There are federal laws, of course, against injuring, harming, threatening federal authorities. So there is that. And I think...
So there's not racial profiling going on, but there are markers. That's his words. And there's reasonable suspicion. What is their reasonable suspicion? What's it based off of? Sounds like it's racial markers. Sounds like it's racial profiling. And we've seen it, and I've shown it on this channel. I have shown you multiple videos where they're asking people for papers simply because of the way they look or simply because of what their accent is. I've showed that.
Your husband said he's like Kevin's dad from The Office.
That's crazy. Okay. This is still in the immigration vein. This is just local to me, but it is just further proof. Again, if you don't know, we went over a little bit of Todd Lyons' testimony in front of who was he in front of? The Senate, I think? He did another hearing too recently. We didn't go over that one. I had an outline for it, but we didn't go over it. But he talked to Congress under oath, and he lied about Colorado specifically. So since that's local to me, we're going to go over Kyle Clark's reporting on that. Love Kyle Clark W. I love you.
So many times. I'll give you the example of Aurora, Colorado.
It's actually Colorado, but that's not what we're fact-checking. When Acting ICE Director Todd Lyons testified in front of Congress Thursday, he made this claim about the February 2025 ICE operation in Aurora.
We were going to serve a criminal warrant on an apartment complex of known TDA gang members that was full. We tried to work with the state and local government. They made notifications that the operations were ongoing. So when tactical teams arrived, protesters were already there and the apartment complex was empty.
ICE social media accounts amplified Lyons' comments to Congress. Here is the post that ended with, "Local law enforcement made a public notification of our presence, a decision that could have cost American lives." After we reached out to ICE asking questions about the claim in this post and Lyons' testimony, the social posts were deleted. This morning, we asked ICE and the Department of Homeland Security why they deleted them and which law enforcement they believe leaked the operation. This evening, we still do not have an answer. When we reached out to the city of Aurora about the claim, we got a statement saying the city, including the Aurora Police Department, was not and has not been involved in the development and activation of any federal immigration enforcement plans in Aurora. Perhaps the reason why the Aurora apartment complex, where members of Tren de Aragua were known to live, was empty? On January 24th, 2025, the city of Aurora posted a court-ordered emergency closure of the apartments, letting residents know they needed to be out by February 18th. ICE showed up February 5th. The only evidence we can find that could have tipped off that ICE was coming did not come from local law enforcement. It came from the U.S. government 1 week before the operation in the Denver metro area.
U.S. Northcom says as of yesterday, ICE will be able to stage and process people here at Buckley Space Force Base. They say this is at the request of the Department of Homeland Security.
U.S. Northcom in Colorado Springs confirmed on January 28th that Buckley Space Force Base was being set up to house detainees. Today, U.S. Northcom could not comment when we asked if the military could have cost American lives, using the language from the now deleted ICE social post. Buckley Space Force Base referred us to ICE. So what happens if someone makes a false or inaccurate claim to Congress? Could be considered perjury.
Right. So the point is that they lied and they deleted about their own lie because they just keep lying. As Olive pointed out, this is, I'll bring it up just so we can see it, from Politico. DHS spokesperson Tricia McLaughlin is to leave the Trump administration. So she's basically the Caroline Leavitt for DHS. That's her job. Her job is to come out and do press for DHS. One of Trump's administration's most vocal defenders of its aggressive immigration crackdown is leaving as public opinion sours against the hardline approach, according to two DHS officials familiar with the move. So we haven't seen it from her. I would like to see what her Twitter ends up looking like here soon when she decides that she's going to leave. But yeah, we'll have that there for you guys. She's leaving. The dominoes keep falling. Okay, this is kind of a... Oh no, let's do this one first. So I'll move around on my outline a little bit and then we'll go into, because there's kind of an intersectionality that's happening within immigration and voting for some reason, which is crazy, but we'll get to that in just a moment. We're going to talk about the cost of deportations on U.S. taxpayers.
President Trump's deportation agenda is proving to be a pricey one. A new report says his administration is spending tens of millions of dollars to deport migrants, notably sending some to countries they're not even from.
And then Audie has talked about this in way of, I believe she said like $78,000 a person is what we're paying. Whereas we could just do pathways to citizenship and then they would be benefiting us because they already are. Cool. We could do that. Does anybody have a count? That's a good question. I know that Scaramucci was doing on his Twitter, like they lasted less than one Scaramucci or whatever, because he was like one of the shortest hires within the first Trump administration. But I'm not sure. I'm sure there's a website keeping a count somewhere. All right. Should there be an intersectionality between immigration and voting? You need an adult. Lynatti is beating me and Monty's hubby with La Chancla. Go Lynatti. W Lynatti for her chancla beating. What do you want me to do about that? Think I was going to take your side on that, Eli? Okay, so people on the YouTube chat, people in the Twitch chat, people in the TikTok chat, does DHS have any overlap with voting? Or are they supposed to?
Well, they're not supposed to.
Why does Christy know I'm talking about this?
And elections is another one of those critical infrastructure responsibilities that I have as well. And I would say that many people believe that it may be one of the most important things that we need to make sure we trust is reliable, and that when it gets to election day that we've been proactive to make sure that we have the right people voting, electing the right leaders to lead this country through the days that we have, knowing that people can trust it. And
The right people voting. What does that mean? That we have the right people voting to elect the right leaders. That's interesting. Well, they're going to ask Tom Homan about it. Hey, do you have an answer for that bitch? Let's see.
Yeah, Tim Allen.
DHS Secretary No made some comments that Democratic leader Schumer just commented on earlier in the show. I want to play them for you.
It may be one of the most important things that we need to make sure we trust is reliable, and that when it gets to election day that we've been proactive to make sure that we have the right people voting, electing the right leaders to lead this country.
So what does she mean when she says electing the right leaders? That's not really immigration enforcement or DHS responsibility.
I don't know. That'd be a question for the secretary. If I had to guess, probably that only those legally eligible to vote would vote. But
Sure. And if you want to flip it to say she's talking about U.S. citizens, sure. But she shouldn't be out there promoting anything anyway. That's not her job.
I don't know.
Thank you for calling the stream. Age, state, who'd you vote for?
Hello.
Hi, age, state, and who did you vote for?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
I voted for Donald Trump.
Okay. Your age and the state you voted in, please.
I'm 42.
And your state?
I'm in Florida.
Okay. Why are you still supporting Trump?
Well, let me tell you something. I voted for Donald Trump the last 2 times, right?
Sure.
But I'm not still supporting Trump.
Oh, what changed for you?
Excuse me?
What changed that you stopped supporting him?
Well, a lot of things changed. I was agree with a lot of stuff that he was saying on the rallies and other stuff, and I was expecting a change for the whole country.
Mm-hmm.
But I see everything like very different of the expected.
Yeah. I mean,
So,
we told you that.
so I really regret my vote this time, and I will never vote for Republican again in my life.
Are you going to vote in the midterms this year?
Yes,
All right. Make sure
I
you
will
do that.
vote for every Democratic Party, whatever it is.
Well, WU for learning. Make sure you put that vote to use. I appreciate you. Let me bring up Thicky for him to say something real quick, and then we can kick the man. Hi, Nicholas.
Hey, how's it going? So you were asking about the cost of deportation.
Yes.
It's so much worse than I'm going to send you some links right now. And this is AP News and the Committee on Foreign Relations. So it's so much worse. We have deported roughly 250 people to El Salvador at the cost of around $20,000 per flight, which comes out to $4.76 million. We've deported 7 people to Rwanda at a cost of $601,000 per deportation, which is $7.5 million. We've deported 15 people to Eswatini at $413,333 for a total of $5.1. 29 people to Equatorial New Guinea for $681,000 per head. That is, $282,000, total of $7.5 million. And we've paid Palau $7.5 million, and we've deported no one there. Equatorial New Guinea is interesting because we have also just removed sanctions as a way to cover the cost of deporting people there. So it's a lot worse in terms of how many people we've deported and how much we've just thrown out money. Yeah, and this is from again the Committee on Foreign Relations from the Senate.
I have that one up here too.
Yep.
Guys, this will all get posted in my outline in my Discord as well, so you guys can have it.
W thick.
Yeah, it's bad in terms of money.
But you know, that's so much better than having them stay and pay taxes. That's so much better.
Oh, speaking of which, I don't know if I've sent you this as well. This is a fun study. Let me find it.
Yeah, Audrey, I'll send you that.
Let's see. I think I dropped it in here.
I can hear that mouse wheel going.
Mine does it too.
Yeah, I could just Google it real quick.
That wasn't a negative. I didn't mean to make you.
Don't make me
I don't
self-conscious
give a
about
shit.
my mouse wheel. That's crazy.
Sorry.
Speaking of paying taxes, here's another one. This is I don't know if you've seen this or not. This is a relatively new study from the Cato Institute talking about how immigrants reduced overall deficit in the country by $14.5 trillion since 1994. And had we, this is all immigrants, by the way,
Yeah.
both documented and undocumented. And without them, if you scroll down a little bit, there's a fun table. That one. Above the line is the surplus. If we did not have immigrants, the yellow lines are where we would be at.
That's fun. That's how we're keeping our economy
They
afloat,
subsidize
guys.
us.
You want to get rid of that? That's interesting.
Yeah. Also, the Cato Institute is a Republican/Libertarian owned think tank for anybody who's unaware.
Very much
Yes.
so.
Which is why I love it when they do things like this.
Like they're trying to prove a point that they don't even know what they're trying to prove.
Oh no! The Cato Institute is fully aware that immigrants are not bad.
They more lean for like, hey, let's use them for what they give us, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you.
Yeah, they're not great, but they recognize that they're not
They know
an
math.
overall
They know
drain,
how to
but-
do math.
Yeah, that's true. That was all. That's just what I wanted to give you.
Well, thank you, Nicholas. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Thick.
Bye.
Bye. I don't know
Love
why
that.
I'm yelling.
See, fact checking and information in real time, you guys. I'm sure the Tubes chat's real mad about it.
Grr. Does Justin need help? Justin, you doing good over there, friend?
Yeah, Justin.
Or
Justin,
are you
Justin be like, he'd be killing it. I just look over there. I barely get to read a hateful, bigoted message. That's just like deleted. I'm like, okay, never mind. You're good.
Ari, I suggest you look into possibly having Justin as a YouTube mod, by the way.
Okay. Justin's like, oh my god, he didn't want to be my mod. I was like, I'm just gonna.
Yeah,
give you
he's like,
mod powers. I'm just gonna give you mod powers.
All right, Justin, if you ever need help, you shoot a message. I'm doing immigration shit. I am being social media manager right now.
Christy, no.
And no. Sorry. I'm in a weird mood today, y'all.
Hey, as long as it's a silly, goofy mood, we will live with it.
Oh my god, there's fucking sounds outside.
Oh god. She's gonna talk about fraudulent voting.
You offered a couple of examples from Kansas, Maryland, and Iowa and such. Can you offer us any good examples of this kind of fraud in Arizona?
Oh, I'm sure there's many of them, but we want to make sure that we talked about several of them this morning at our roundtable that we had. We talked about individuals that may be registered to vote in this state but truly live in another state. I understand that you have mobile homes and boats on lakes that individuals may have as their voter registration address, but not necessarily that is where they live. They live in another state, such as California or on the East Coast. Those kind of situations are things that your county officials should be bringing forward and be asking your Secretary of State for the opportunity to take off the voter rolls if they shouldn't be there.
So there's this claim of
What is that
I don't know
dinging?
what the I don't know. Was she on a boat? Because it sounded like her anchor was hitting. I don't know what that was. Many cases of fraudulent voting. Let's see. This is a particular one in discussion on that. Let's see.
I believe so. I think they're trying to cast doubt for the 2026 midterm elections because they know the results are not going to be in their favor. Historically, midterm elections are never good for the sitting president, but I think that if I am reading the tea leaves, it's going to be a massive blue wave. I think that people are upset that Trump has not gotten through or not followed through on any of his campaign promises, whether it be to bring down prices. They're looking at things like the ICE murdering American citizens in the streets, and they're like, this is not what I signed up for. ICE has gone too far. And so he's already trying to cast out. We saw him do it in 2020 in the lead up to the election with Joe Biden and him.
Also, can we not forget, I know we love to talk about 2020. I know we do. Can we also talk about the fact he did it in 2016?
Yes.
He had talked about like, well, I mean, you know, I'll accept it. I mean, if I win, but if I don't win, I mean, there might be fraud. Like he had already been setting this up in 2016. This has been his fucking MO. This is his fucking timeline. And Ken, you are absolutely right. It is a lot of zeros. 0.0000001% fraudulent voting in the history of voting. We'll get into a little bit about that after she finishes.
Going after mail-in voting and all of these things. And I think, too, now they've seemed to tailor the message to include illegal immigrants. And they're saying that illegals are voting. And, of course, we all want citizens to be the only ones voting in our elections, but that is what is happening. Right. They're acting like this is some widespread issue. In Utah, they did an audit of their registered voters of over 2 million voters, and they found one illegal immigrant registered, and the person had never even voted. So this is not some widespread issue like they're trying to make it out to be, but they're trying to use that to justify their what I would call voter suppression. And that's where you have Kristi Noem saying that we only want the right people showing up and voting for the right leaders. And it just feeds into this pattern of everything that they're already doing to try to control the upcoming election, whether it be Trump calling for nationalizing elections, seizing the ballots in Georgia, wanting to end mail-in voting. And I think that it follows a pattern that they are definitely looking at future elections, whether it's 2026 or 2028, and trying to manipulate the outcome.
They're scared. Not because illegals are voting. Not because there's fraudulent voting. They're scared that they're going to lose. W guys, speaking of zeros, W guys for hitting that 100,000 likes. You guys really fucking killed that today. I love my little purple bar. Thank you guys for filling it. Purple bar is set to increase as soon as it gets filled. So that was fun while it lasted. I didn't know what it was going to increase to. It doubled itself. So now we're going to try and hit 200,000 likes. So I appreciate you guys being here. Let's keep going with
Also, remember that wonderful thing right above Trump's sleepy forehead? Links are in the bio. Guys, you were able to knock out my goal. We can at least get Monica to halfway. I will make a deal for you guys. If we can at least do half of Monica's goal, I will go live afterwards.
Okay.
So, just so you guys know, make sure we're doing all the wonderful things. Boop. Also, while we're at it, can we get those shares up? We're only at 11.
Yeah, let's get the shares up while we're at it.
Let's double that. Let's at least aim for 30. I know 11's not double of 30, but you know, we know what I mean.
And remember, tip your content creators. I appreciate
Yes.
you guys so much for your support here every day. But this is my job, so I I would like to get paid for it. All right, Cato Institute again. Here we're back with the Cato Institute. Trump's claims about non-citizens voting are false. We can prove it. A number of states have undertaken investigations into non-citizen voting, cross-checking voter rolls with citizenship status, and found it virtually non-existent. So they kind of go over his stuff on X, all his things. All right. Look, even Reuters has noted that even the pro-Trump Heritage Foundation's database of election crimes listed only 24 instances of non-citizen voting in U.S. elections from 2003 to 2023. I also have the Heritage Foundation link. We will get into that. While these rebuttals are correct, they're incomplete. Just because something isn't prosecuted doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Happily, there's new compelling evidence debunking the false claims. So that's been their new thing. I don't know if you guys have been around these TikTok streets lately. That's been their new thing. To me, it's the same when we talk about immigration and gotaways. Those are just the people who were caught. So now we're doing invisible boogeyman numbers again and saying, well, there's just all these people who weren't caught. That's fucking silly. You sound like an idiot. Be smarter than that. Be fucking smarter than that. Your own Heritage Foundation doesn't fucking say that. So be smarter than that. All right. When confronted with allegations on non-citizens voting in Utah, Lieutenant Governor Deidre Henderson, the state's top election official, initiated a month-long review of Utah's approximately 2.1 million registered voters. She and her team found one, we just talked about this, one confirmed non-citizen, just one, and that one non-citizen, while registered, had never voted. And yes, they should be and will be removed from the voter rolls and should be charged with a crime for illegally registering to vote. Don't have an issue with that. Idaho, a state of 1 million voters, ran similar tests in 2024, and they found 36 very likely registered non-citizens, which doesn't mean it's proven. They just suspect that they probably are. That may seem like a lot until you view it in light of claims that statewide elections are altered by such anomalies. Some, but not all, of those 36 people had previously voted. The Secretary of State, Phil McGrain, said, but, quote, out of the million plus registered voters we started with, we're down to 0.010% of the overall count, not even close to affecting the outcome. It's definitely not the 11,000, 780, 870, I always get those two confused, that Donald Trump was looking for. Louisiana's investigation in 2025 netted some 390 non-citizen registrants, 79 of whom had voted in at least one election over the last several decades out of 2.9 million registrants. Just a few weeks ago, Montana found 23 possible non-citizen registrants out of approximately 785,000 people registered, and Georgia, in some ways the model for these investigations, found in its 2024 audit 20 registered non-citizens out of 8.2 million registrations. In my 4 years in office in Maricopa County overseeing voter registration, I came across a total of 2 possible instances of non-citizens voting out of some 2.5 million registered voters. Here's the thing. I don't think anybody would deny that obviously it's happening, right? It is happening. Is that okay? No. Will you ever be able to completely get rid of fraud within a voting system? Probably not. No, that's silly. Of course, there's still going to be people who try to fraudulently vote. That's going to happen. You're never going to eliminate that. But what we're finding is the numbers that we're finding of fraudulent voting is nowhere near. It's astronomical. They would not change the outcome of any of these elections. And it's silly if you think that they are. That is silly. So, since Cato already went into this, I'm really not going to go into it. I'm just going to show you. So this is the heritage.org. This is the Heritage Foundation. This is Project 2025. This is Project Esther. This is these people. They have an election fraud map, and they have an area where you can explore the data. So you have case types, right? So criminal convictions, civil penalties, you can search them. Fraud category, like what kind of fraudulent voting it was, and subcategories. So you can go in and you can click alien and you can search. And it will tell you for each year. So for 2024, we had 2 total. There's actually no listing for 2020. That's interesting. Then you can go to non-resident voter, right? We don't even have numbers on 2023. Or 2024, excuse me, none. Let's see if we can find, and we have 2 in 2020. So my issue is the fact that it's not that there's not fraudulent voting happening. It's that it's happening in such a small, minute, minuscule fucking amount that it would not change any form of outcomes of these elections. This is the Heritage Foundation. Any outcomes of these elections. But Donald Trump and the administration is running around right now saying that Donald Trump legitimately said on the plane that if Democrats would never win again. If we did this SAVE Act, which is what we're getting into. No, this is running around with this assumption that millions and millions of illegal immigrants are going around and voting for Democrats. And that is just not what the data says. Their own data doesn't say that. So why do you let them lie to you? This is the biggest thing. Why do you let them fucking lie to you? I don't understand it. So we can go down to that with the SAVE Act. Specifically, what they are now doing is they are pearl clutching. And they are trying to make us out to seem like misogynists and racists when we are just pointing out that they're creating obstacles. None of them are denying that they are creating obstacles. None of them are denying that. They're just saying, you don't think people can do this? Well, you obviously know that you're creating barriers.
This is also the same party that is having Supreme Court hearings about eliminating the Civil Rights Voting Act.
Correct.
So when we're, and I think other people need to understand this as well. When we're talking about the SAVE Act, we're not just speaking on that. We are also speaking on the fact that there are 7 Supreme Court cases just on possibly eliminating the Civil Rights Act for non-white people to vote.
Aren't we getting opinions on Friday?
I know we're getting opinions on Friday. I don't know what they're
those. Yeah,
on.
no, we never do. We never do.
That's so silly to me.
It's honestly probably better. I actually probably agree with that because I would rather that than it would throw the entire week of news stories into upheaval if we are trying to figure out what they're gonna say on things.
I don't know. I'm a nosy bitch, so.
No, I am too. But I mean, it's just like instead of talking about this and like the SAVE Act, we would be talking about what is the Supreme Court gonna do when we're not gonna know until Friday anyway.
Touche. I can see that.
So I would much rather just have them do it the way that they do it.
I used to think that word meant tushy.
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 A little tushy pushy.
Yeah.
That's what they say in football. They do. You never heard of a tush push? Tush push.
No. Yeah, Casali does SCOTUS stuff, y'all.
Cass is great for SCOTUS stuff. I love listening to when she's doing the Supreme Court arguments, when she's doing the opinions. Love it. Love it. Love it. SCOTUS blog.
Y'all have
also
seen
exists
Cass
if you need
before.
to keep up. Great. Here's Chip Roy, who's going to clutch his pearls about women. And as a woman,
oh my God,
shut the fuck up.
A lot of people are asking questions. They're saying, well, that's going to prevent women who've got complications with name changes. Hold on. We actually allow a fail-safe that you go and you can sign an affidavit that says, this is my driver's license. My name is Sarah Jones on my driver's license. Here's my birth certificate, Sarah Smith. I certify under penalty of perjury that I'm the same person. And we allow that. And we allow states to make other mechanisms under their laws to make sure that they match it.
So the host just responds with like, oh, so wow, like glazes his taint. Again, let's get down to the basics. Okay, you got a driver's license. Good for Sarah Jones. Does Sarah Smith have her birth certificate? First off, does she? Does she have it?
Does she have access, or does she have access to her marriage certificate as well? Like,
well, but here's the thing: is they're saying that you wouldn't need it if you do an affidavit. You would just need your driver's license and your birth certificate.
don't you need money to do an affidavit?
So, an affidavit is basically you are signing a document in front of a notary who is notarizing and certifying that they have seen both of these documents, they have seen you in person, they legitimize it, and they write it down. Yes, it costs money. It can be anywhere from, I've seen as low as $15 to as high as like $35, $40 for a notary public, depending on what you're doing, what you're getting done. But again, you then have to have your birth certificate or have access to your birth certificate, which means you have to get it. I didn't have access to my birth certificate. I had to reorder one when we needed to get our passport. So I needed to get it for my passport for Costa Rica. So I had to order it because I don't live in that state. So again, you are creating barriers that do not need to be there when we see that the fraud rate is so fucking low. Why are we doing that? So now, here's Representative Emmer. Mr. Administrative warrants are the same as judicial warrants is back to tell women about voting. Fun.
Let's not treat women. You worked with a lot of these women in Congress. They are brilliant. They're smart. Why do you suggest that they don't know how to prove their citizenship by bringing a passport or a birth certificate or a marriage certificate and or the new Social Security card that gets issued right after they get married? This is all nonsense. This is something that's common sense. Almost all Americans agree with it.
So here's the thing. What they're talking about, what they're going to keep talking about is there is a poll. It's like 83% of Americans agree, or might be over 90%. It might be over 90%. Agree with some form of voter ID. The problem is, again, how you phrase polling questions. Do they understand what that means and what goes into it? That's the issue here, is do they understand what goes into that? Nobody is saying that women are too stupid to be able to get this documentation. The point is that the fraud rate in elections is so low, they shouldn't have to, because you already prove your U.S. citizenship when you register to vote by giving your Social Security number. And then when you do a mail-in ballot, they check your signature to what you have on file. This already happens. So again, not denying that they're creating barriers, just trying to say, you guys think women are stupid?
It's time.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, so for myself, right? In order to register to vote in the state of Tennessee, because with this whole shit, I would have to go to Virginia to prove that I'm who I am in order to get the ballot mailed to me. So it's just going to be better if I register in Tennessee. I would have to change my driver's license. I would have to change my, registration, because my registration is still in Virginia. That's how I was able to vote for Spanberger when she was running.
And it depends on
So-
what, and again, they even mentioned statewide, so it depends on what
Right.
because the state of Tennessee is going to require.
The state of Tennessee, at least when we looked it up last time, I had 2 years in order to re-register. But because of this shit, and if it passes, I would have to see what goes on in Virginia. So I'm just kind of biting the bullet and just going to see, just re-registering everything. So not only am I going to have to get a new driver's license, which can run you between $30 to $40, I'm going to have to get my birth certificate from the state of Michigan mailed to me, and that's going to cost me around $40. I'd have to get my marriage and my divorce certificate from the state of Virginia, collectively will cost me almost $50. So you're telling me, in order for me to vote, if this passes, right, and let's make this very clear, if it passes, I would have to pay upwards of $100 in order just to register to vote.
You must prove that you're a citizen when you register to vote. Makes sense. You got plenty of time to get that done. And you got to show up with a photo ID to prove that you are the person that is indeed the citizen entitled to vote. It's an easy thing. It should be done tomorrow.
Dee Dee, you bring up a good point, which I have too, which is men don't have to do this. This specifically affects women. Now, here is some of our argument in regards to voter ID, which somebody on Fox brings up, and then they pivot to being like, women aren't stupid, because they can't handle that this is the pathway that you would get bipartisanship on this.
Get an ID. There are already laws on the books, but let's also look at what has also been determined. In 24 years, there have been 77 illegals who have registered to vote. How many of those 77 have voted? 1. So when we look at, if you're talking about voter fraud, here's the other thing. If, in fact, we do have voter ID, but not packaged this way,
about integrity of elections.
which takes power from the states, like Senator Murkowski, I would agree with her on that, takes power from the states and puts the federal government in play with elections, 1. 2, if you want to have an ID, make it free, make it easily accessible.
Make it free, make it easily accessible.
That part.
Anything outside of that is a motherfucking poll tax.
Yep.
Make it free.
And correct me if I'm wrong, that is unconstitutional. You cannot have a poll tax.
Correct. But Fox News is going to freak out on her.
Especially to veterans, to homeless,
It is
to
not.
elderly,
It is insulting to
disabled.
people. It's insulting to women. They're saying women aren't capable of getting an ID. They're saying this man, a black man who was, just referenced, said it is insulting to him to suggest that he can't get a legitimate ID.
I'm a woman, and it's insulting to me that I can't get married and have a different name.
Can I add?
I'm sorry. This is why I'm saying that. Did she at all say that you wouldn't require? Don't clip that, Eli. I swear to God, Eli. Eli. I swear to God, I didn't think about that when I did it.
He gonna clip it. He gonna do it now that you said it.
You clipped. I can't with y'all. Did anywhere in her saying it should be free, did she say that we would not require the same things they are asking for in the SAVE Act?
She never did.
No, you can have the same regulations where you require the same documentation. We are just saying make it free. Make it
accessible.
And
I wasn't even paying attention.
I wasn't even paying attention. And then they freaked out. And they freaked out on her because that was a sensible answer. How dare you give us a sensible answer?
The thing that pisses me off the most is these are the same women that will defend Trump and all the actions he's done against women. Like,
this isn't like men don't have to do this. It's not about the fact that we don't think women are going to be able to figure it out. And I know Lakin had put up there, like, specifically it affects affecting women, but it can affect the marginalized communities, including the Black community and including the trans community.
yes,
Absolutely.
it's going to.
Now, the reason we talk about women the most, it's an easy demographic to talk about, one.
Yes.
Without triggering the fucking psychopaths, except for that they hate women too. But also, what was I going to say? It is women per registered voters are majority over men. there's more of us. So they want to restrict that. Because guess where we tend to lean when we vote?
Blue, left.
Specifically black women. And well,
Yeah.
and Thickless, that part. There is that part. I didn't get the tweets on that actually. It's going to impact red states the most. I don't know if we saw. I meant to have that too. They are the federal government. The Trump administration has moved to make it so that public libraries have to stop issuing passports. Why are they doing that? If we want voter IDs and we want people to be able to get this information to be able to prove who they are for their voter IDs, why are we making it harder to do by ensuring that public libraries no longer issue that information? Why are we doing that?
You're also saying a big fuck you to our active duty military personnel who are overseas and use mail-in ballots for voting. You're saying fuck you to military personnel who might be registered in a different state but get said mail or said ballot mailed to them. That's what you're also saying, Trump supporters.
Yes, most
The tube
passport
knows they can
holders-
call, right?
Yeah, most passport and it's on. Most passport holders in this country are in blue states. You are right.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to hurt you guys actually more than it would hurt us, but it's also still not something that I want to see happen. I don't want to see it happen to you guys either. I think you guys should be able to exercise your right to vote without a poll tax.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why you guys don't. But I know why the Trump administration doesn't. Because here's our favorite caffeine-heightened Red Bull activist, Harry Enton, with Trump's floor of support.
Happy Washington's birthday observed today. That's what it is in the state of New York. I'm a New Yorker through and through. Let's take a look at another president, though. President Donald John Trump. Look at this. I got 4 numbers across for you on this screen here. They are all second-term lows for the given pollster. What are we talking about? AP Newark, 26 points below water. NBC, 22 points below water. Yahoo YouGov, 20 points below water. Quinnipiac, 19 points below water. So we're ranging from negative 19 points all the way to negative 26 points. You know, Kate, there's this question that folks keep asking, you know, where is the floor for Donald Trump? And I'm not sure there is a floor, because if there is one, Donald Trump, at least in term number 2, has just fallen through it to another low level.
He really likes that move.
Low.
How does this compare with his first term, and how does this compare with Joe Biden?
Okay, so we look at these numbers right here. One of the things that Donald Trump had been arguing, his proponents have been arguing, oh, you know what, he's doing better than he was doing in term number 1. No longer is that the case. What are we talking about here? Okay, net approval rating at this point in the term. Look at this, 22 points below water on average when you average.
I did want to say to Simo Mohammed, I'm not sure if I said your name right, and I apologize if I did not in the Tubes chat, but you said, Social Security number, it is designed for tracking earnings and tax purposes, not for verifying a person's identity. Cards used to explicitly state not to be used for identification. I understand that. But as of right now, in way of our system, it's going to be the best way to identify you as a U.S. citizen, which is why all your fucking tax forms ask for it. Again, yes, it tax purposes for earnings, but it proves you are a U.S. citizen because you are only issued those when you are a U.S. citizen. When I had my 2 babies, don't know if you guys know this, had 2 children. When you have them, you fill out their information for their birth certificate and that information, but they send you the SSN automatically. That gets sent in the mail to me for my children is their SSN. What doesn't get sent to me is their birth certificate. I have to order that separately. They don't just send you that anymore.
But you use your social security number even for your fucking driver's license.
Correct.
One more thing I wanted to bring up, because I mentioned earlier that this will impact red state the most. I want you to look up Sauk City, Missouri, or Wisconsin, I believe. In 2016, this place had one DMV that was open, and it was only open on the 5th Wednesday of every month. You know how many months in 2016 had 5 Wednesdays? It's 4. It was 4, and that was it was the only DMV that was open in that city to like issue the IDs. Now
It's now listed as permanently closed, by the way.
Correct. Now, are there other DMVs within driving distance of Sauk City? Sure, absolutely, 100%. But that's kind of not the point.
because this is directly impacting people if they need to get real IDs in order to validate that they're from the United States and can vote.
Right. And again, with the fraud rate the way it is, doesn't make any sense.
Nope. It's dumb.
Thank you, Vic.
Yep. I'm gonna go back to eating
Hi,
my banana.
Vicky.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
He's going back to
enjoy your
eating
lunch.
anyway. All right, Harry, what else you got for us?
All the pollsters from the last slide. That is actually lower. That is lower than he was at this point in term number one, when he was 17 points below water. So he's doing 5 points worse, and he's doing way worse than Joe Biden was doing at this point in his term number one, when he was 13 points below water. So the bottom line is this: Donald Trump is setting new records for himself in term number two, setting new records for himself compared to where he was at this point in term number one, and he's doing worse than Joe Biden, which is, of course, the comparison that Donald Trump does not want to be, because we all know what happened to Joe Biden. His party lost the House in term number one, that midterm elections, and of course Joe Biden was not reelected to another term. At this point, the numbers are no bueno for the President of the United States.
What's driving this that you're seeing right now?
Okay, Kate. You know what? This is the segment. We have done it over and over and over again because he keeps setting new lows for himself. What are we talking about? Well, we're talking about independence. We're talking about independence. When you lose the center of the electorate, you lose the American people. Trump's net approval rating among independents, you know, at this point, you go back term number one, he was 17 points below water. Now, according to Quinnipiac, he is 27 points below water. I don't understand how this works out well for the President of the United States. When you are 27 points below water, underwater, with the center of the electorate, with independents, you lose, your party loses. You know, I've made the comparisons before, you know, oh, he's more underwater than Greg Louganis. I've made the comparisons with all those different divers. And the bottom line is this: you can continue to make those, but over time, when you keep making those same comparisons, they run a little bit old. But at this point, I don't really know who to even compare Donald Trump to, because he's just so low, and he's so low with the center of the electorate.
Can only be compared to himself.
That's correct.
Fire.
Get low, get low.
W
To the window.
W
Sorry.
Scarlett, by the way, for the 5. I saw it. I'm so sorry. I got caught up in the clips. I apologize, Fred. W Scarlett for the 5 on the Blue app. I appreciate you so much, Fred.
Yay, Scarlett.
So, guys, we got 5 out of 100. It would be great if we could help boost this. I'm on for like 45 more minutes, so I would appreciate it if you could tip your content creators. That would be wonderful.
Also, could we double 35 to 70? See, I can do math then.
35 to 70.
Ugh.
Okay. What else did I have here? Let's do.
Low.
Let's do small.
That's my T-Pain impression.
Oh my God. Let's stay in the vein of elections for 1 second to do Peepaw. Peepaw don't remember what Peepaw be doing. Not that anybody's shocked by that, but Peepaw don't remember what Peepaw be doing.
I'm sorry. Tell us about your trip to Rome, Georgia on Thursday, your trip to Marjorie Taylor Greene's old district.
Well, we have a lot of people that want to take Marjorie Taylor Greene's place, and many candidates, and I have to choose one. And they say whoever I endorse is going to win, but we have a lot of good candidates who want to take her place.
So you're more to peace.
I'm sorry.
So whoever he endorses is going to win. That whoever, that's interesting, Peepaw, because you already endorsed somebody. Did you forget? Oh no. Oh, Peepaw, whoever you endorse, you already endorsed somebody. It's fine. He aces his cognitive tests, and they're not easy. They're not easy, guys. We went over that.
Because, you know, we don't know. Elephants look like camels.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Giraffes look like dolphins.
Obviously.
I hate this timeline.
Why do you guys support this fucking decrepit ass man? What is he doing for the American people that you keep supporting this decrepit ass man? David
Person,
Moore
woman,
says,
camera,
welcome
man,
to the United
TV.
States of elected child rapists, Democrats, and Republicans. Yeah, go force this DOJ to prosecute them, since the other DOJs didn't want to do a damn thing about it. Maybe this one will. Oh, just kidding. They're covering it up, which is a great segue, David. Thank you so much to segue into the last part of my outline. I appreciate you so much for that. Let's see what Donald Trump thinks about what you have to say. Huh?
And no, he made a statement about me and Jeffrey Epstein. I have nothing to do with that. I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. And in fact, if you look at the DOJ, they announced, they released 3 million pages. It's like this is all they're supposed to be doing. And frankly, the DOJ, I think, should just say, we have other things to do, because that whole thing has turned out, other than Bill Clinton and, Bill Gates and lots of people there are a lot of questions about it, but nothing on me.
So not only should the DOJ say we have we're going to move on to other things, which is a cover up in and of itself. There's questions about Bill Gates and Bill Clinton. That's true. There are questions about that, but nothing on him. What? Nothing on you. Oh, well, he goes even further. Not that there's nothing on him, but he's been exonerated.
So Hillary Clinton said in an interview today that she and her husband are getting pulled into the Epstein matter to divert attention from you, and that your administration has something to hide. What's your response to that?
I have nothing to hide. I've been exonerated. I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. They went in hoping that they'd find it and found just the opposite. I've been totally exonerated. In fact, Jeffrey Epstein was fighting that I don't get elected with some author, a sleazebag, by the way.
He's talking about Michael Wolff, who is a sleazebag. I can agree that Michael Wolff is a sleazebag for holding on to all of this information so he can write a book. That's stupid. And he was colluding, we can use that word since you guys love that word, colluding with Epstein to dig up dirt on Trump. Problem is that dirt is there. The dirt exists.
And I've been totally exonerated. No, they're getting pulled in, and that's their problem. I don't know, they're going to have to see what happens. But I watched her in Munich, and she seriously has Trump derangement syndrome.
Do you think that she should publicly testify?
I've been totally exonerated on Epstein. And it's really interesting because they've been pulled in. Think of it. They've been pulled in. Clinton and many other Democrats have been pulled in, yeah.
Maybe if he says it enough.
Real quick, breaking news. U.S. military said Tuesday it's carried out strikes on 3 boats accused of smuggling rugs in Latin American waters, unaliving 11 people in one of the deadliest days of the Trump administration month-long campaign.
Yeah, I'll have to do an outline one day of all of that information.
Yeah.
All right, guys, while we're sitting here, I appreciate you guys. You guys are killing it on the like goal. I appreciate you guys doing that. So let's make sure we are still doing that. I have the little gummy bears up there. We could work on getting those as well. Again, my goal, I am sitting at 95 left of my goal today. Over there on the YouTube, you guys have super chats that you could send. You could become a member. All of those things available to you. I would appreciate it if you guys would do so. Again, this is going to be Walkinshaw. He's a Democrat in regards to Trump lying about his relationship with Epstein.
I have nothing to hide. I've been exonerated. I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. They went in hoping that they'd find it and found just the opposite. I've been totally exonerated.
So again, it's going to repeat the clip I just showed you. I apologize for that, but
exonerated. In fact, Jeffrey Epstein was fighting that I don't get elected with some author, a sleazebag, by the way. And I've been totally exonerated. No, they're getting pulled in, and that's their problem.
So what's your reaction to that?
Well, it's a lie. I mean, he hasn't been exonerated. For him to say he has nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein is flat out absurd. I mean, one of the things we have learned through these files, through the subpoena of the Oversight Committee, is that Trump's relationship with Epstein was much longer and much deeper than he has revealed publicly, and he has been lying about it for decades. I reviewed an illegally redacted file at the Department of Justice where Epstein's lawyers were recounting a conversation they had with Donald Trump where he essentially denied that he had ever been on Epstein's plane, where he admitted that he didn't remove Epstein from Mar-a-Lago as he had claimed and continued to claim until relatively recently. He had a very long, deep relationship with Epstein. He lied about it, continues to lie about it, and he did everything he could to prevent the release of these files, and his Department of Justice continues to cover them up by not fully releasing them and over-redacting them.
You know, he's never been charged with the crime and never been accused by law enforcement of any crime or connection to Jeffrey Epstein like that, But
that doesn't mean that we shouldn't investigate it. It damn sure doesn't mean he's been exonerated. That's what the fuck it sure does not mean. Dershowitz, who was, if you guys don't know who Alan Dershowitz is or was, he's alive, but like who he was to Jeffrey Epstein, was his lawyer. That was his lawyer. He had also been implicated in harming young girls, specifically Virginia Giuffre talked about him and knowing him and being around in those circles. He has denied all allegations, says they're blatant lies. Fun fact about Dershowitz as well, he was Trump's personal lawyer for his impeachments. So just that web that connects Epstein to Donald Trump, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. He's going to try and defend now not calling Epstein a pedophile. It's going to be that's an interesting choice. Beating the allegations, Dershowitz.
Well, let me give you an example. 10 minutes before you went on, the predecessor on your show described Jeffrey Epstein as a convicted pedophile. He pleaded guilty to one count of having sex for money with a 17-year and 10-month-old person. That's not pedophile.
We're counting down the months now. 17-year-old and 10 months. Now, if he's doing the whole Megyn Kelly, like technicality, yes. Colloquially, we use the term, right, exactly, Adi. It's technically hemophilia because of the age range. But colloquially, we all understand that when you are harming people under a certain age, they are children, regardless. So the fact that you're trying to add months onto it to make it seem better that she was 2 months out from 18 is fucking disgusting. Hebophilia, excuse me. Disgusting. What the fuck is the point in saying that? MAGA, can you explain that to me? No? Somebody brought up Acosta. David, I have talked about Acosta before ad nauseum. We've talked about the fact that he was the one who offered the sweetheart deal for Jeffrey Epstein. You can actually, again, I will promote this again on Netflix if you watch Filthy Rich. You can listen to the lawyers for a lot of the women. His name is Brad Edwards. We know Brad Edwards. He comes out and he speaks a lot for some. He doesn't have all the victims, obviously. He has some survivors, who are clients of his. And he talks about the fact that he did not know that they were doing this. They were not notified at all that a deal was being reached until after the fact. So that was Acosta. The Zen Master, you were the one who brought it up. I apologize. No, you're totally fine. I didn't talk about it today. I've just talked about it before. Acosta, okay, went on to be a Trump appointee in his first term. When all the shit was hitting the fan, people found out, hey, Acosta was the one who did this sweetheart deal with Jeffrey Epstein. He resigned like a month after his appointment. But that web that surrounds Trump is so inundated with Jeffrey Epstein. This is not to say that there's nothing on Democrats. That's not to say that at all. He was immersed in all of those circles. Go after those motherfuckers. Get all of them. My issue is the fact that the person in the chair, which is Donald Trump, and his administration, what the fuck got in there? Donald Trump and his administration, specifically Pam Bondi and the DOJ and Kash Patel within the FBI, are covering this up and saying there's nothing more for us to do. We need to move on. Hey guys, the Dow is at 50,000. Like, that's a fucking problem for me. David Moore, that's crazy. David Moore says Epstein's alive.
I see, if anyone has even had a inkling or has read even a tiny bit of the e-files, of anything like that, just on Jeff alone, if there is anyone that is defending that man, I suggest that not only if it's a family member, you just choose to not speak to that person anymore, you unfriend people who are talking like that, because
David Moore, that's not true. He's saying that they were eating feces from children's intestines, as written in the files. You guys are talking about, I've heard about this fucking cannibalism. Okay, let me fucking talk about this.
Go
you guys
for
annoy
it.
the fuck out of me, all of you. Okay.
Sorry.
Not you. Not you. Not you. I mean royal you. That means the left and the right in regards to this shit. Okay. If there is the emails that I have been shown about this supposed fucking cannibalism, one, you guys are talking about a restaurant that was literally called Cannibal. It wasn't innuendo. The restaurant was called Cannibal. That's what the fuck its name was. Two, the emails that I'm reading, yeah, they're talking about food, but they're not posting any pictures of food. Could it be code? Yeah, it probably fucking could. Why are we focused on that? Is children being harmed sexually not enough for you? Is that not enough? That we have to come up with conspiracy theories we can't prove about them eating children. Now, if they were, yeah, that's a fucking problem. But it feels like a way to say this isn't bad enough because us, as a society in America, has says it's totally fine to harm women and children, that it's fine. We're fine with that. That's not bad enough. We have to add more shit onto it to make it seem worse. Are you fucking kidding me? What we know is bad enough. Focus on that and what we can prove. Stop sharing conspiracy theories you can't. I hate misinformation. I fucking can't stand it. You guys took Pizzagate, which Steve Bannon was the one who helped promote, by the way, and guess whose name is infiltrated in besties with E in those files?
Fucking Steve Bannon.
I wonder why he put that out there.
Huh.
Like, children are being harmed every single day. But for some reason, them being harmed that way is not enough. That we have to talk about conspiracy theories. Fucking focus up. It's wild to me. It pisses me off. I hate misinformation.
Surrounding children, for that matter.
Let's do the donuts. Anyway, okay. I'm done raging.
I just saw another thing pop up on my ground news. Hold up.
Let's do, I've got probably two little things on the economy. We talked about the interview that Donald Trump did with Larry Kudlow on Fox. And I had posted where he had said, like, we have a bright side on, we have to admire Donald Trump's bright side, his optimism. Well, he says it again, but this time, like, I don't even care if the numbers are precisely right. Like, that is what he says here. Like, I don't even care if he's right on the numbers. He's optimistic.
I got it. Trump has made the Republicans the optimistic party. He is optimistic. He may embellish his numbers from time to time, but.
Meaning lying. Not that he's embellishing his numbers. He's lying.
I think people love an optimist. He wants to make America great again. He says we're the hottest economy in the world. He says he's got over $18 trillion in foreign investment. I don't care if the numbers aren't precisely right. The optimism is precisely right, Newt.
I don't care if the numbers are precisely right. The optimism is precisely right. So you guys are fine with being lied to as long as it's done confidently, as long as it makes you feel good inside. Well, in that case, I just won gold in figure skating. I might not be right, but like I just won gold in figure skating. Fucking good for me.
I believe you.
Yeah, because I'm optimistic about it. I think that we really, really are. I am the best figure skater in the world, actually. So I did win 2 world championships, and I won the gold medal.
Do we want some somewhat exciting, really exciting news? Sure. Federal judge rules Kilmar Abreu Garcia cannot be re-detained by immigrant authorities.
Oop, that one's gonna hurt.
Uh-huh.
The problem is you guys don't care. You guys don't care after that initial headline. You guys don't care anymore. That's the fucking thing. Let me pull that
Headline hoochies. That's all y'all are. Fucking. Even on the left. Like, my biggest frustration is when other fellow left content creators will take a headline and fucking run with that shit without reading into it. I know I've been guilty of that, but my fucking God, if you can't read further than the goddamn headline, you shouldn't have a fucking platform.
True.
Sorry.
No, that's true.
All right. I'm gonna be gumpy gump by myself.
I'm no dum dum. Give me gum gum. Fucking setting off my tism.
This life started so positive. Not anymore.
Here, do you want some positivity? I'll give you positivity. Eli is a certified hater.
Because he's just so low and he's...
No, not that one. This one. Well, that's going to have to go on the soundboard, isn't it?
Low.
Okay.
He actually did say in the Discord chat, please don't play that on camera.
Oh, well.
Oops.
That happened. It's me. I play myself on camera.
Yeah.
Federal judge rules Kilmar Abrego Garcia can't be redetained by immigration authorities.
Woo!
Thank Olive for this.
Sorry, I'm hyper fixated on I don't know what, but I'm just hyper fixated on some shit.
We love it. Immigrations and Customs Enforcement cannot re-detain Kilmar Abrego Garcia because a 90-day detention period has expired and the government has no viable plan for deporting him, a federal judge ruled on Tuesday. Became a national focus. Let's see. The government, quote, made one empty threat after another to remove him to countries in Africa with no real chance of success, U.S. District Judge Paula Zinnes in Maryland wrote in her Tuesday order. From this, the court easily concludes that there is no good reason to believe removal is likely in the reasonably foreseeable future. So yeah, I will have this. Again, this will be part of the outline. I will put this in there. And I will also go on. Usually Kyle Cheney is the guy that I get from Twitter who gets the court listeners. And I'll get the actual court order for you guys and put that also probably in judicial balance. It's probably the one that I'll put that in.
Lenati, I just sent you the link. Go ahead and click that and I'll just verify you.
Let's
low. Maybe I'm stimming.
Probably, yeah. Then thank you, Trademark, for the 10 on the Blue app. Just wanted to say I appreciate you being here every day and doing what you do. I know it for sure helps to keep me sane and not become numb or normalize this bullshit. That last part was in all caps, and I absolutely agree. Thank you, Trademark, for that.
Lenati, you are in Monica's Discord. Why'd you lie to me?
I was going to say I thought she was. They're in there posting about chanclas.
I know, I see that.
Okay.
Low.
So I want to make sure we're all aware that that's what's being posted about in my Discord is chocolates, which I love.
Oh my God. I think we found you figure skating, Monica.
Hate AI so much. I can't stand y'all. I did, though. I'm optimistic about it. I think I did.
I'm optimistic about it.
I won 2 in that picture. I won for the fucking team event and the women's event. Go me.
So that's not you? That looks like you. Are you sure?
That's me. It's got to be me, right?
Okay. You said 2.
Oh my God, that was real. Yep, I won 2 golds.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's her. I believe it.
Yeah.
Duh.
So as Larry Kudlow is totally fine with Donald Trump lying about numbers, the U.S. had almost no job growth in 2025. The Bureau of Labor Statistics found that U.S. employers added 181,000 jobs last year, far fewer than the 1.46 million jobs that were added in 2024. That far fewer, like fucking astronomically far fewer. The U.S. economy experienced almost zero job growth in 2025, according to revised federal data. Again, this is NBC reporting it. NBC is going to be a secondary source, MAGA. Are you paying attention? This is educational. You need to listen. NBC is a secondary source. They are reporting, the primary source being BLS, which is Bureau of Labor Statistics. This is government data. On a more encouraging note, hiring has picked up in 2026. We saw that. They'll talk about it. With January, we saw that. Preliminary data had indicated that the U.S. economy added 584,000 jobs last year. This was the indication. But the Bureau of Labor Statistics revised that number after it received additional state data and found that the labor market had added 181,000 jobs in all of 2025. So we went from the projected 584,000 to 181,000. This is far fewer than the 1.46 million jobs that were added in 2024 under the Biden administration. Uh-oh. One bright spot was last month when hiring increased by 130,000 roles. This was significantly more than the 55,000 additions that had been expected by economists. Here's the thing. Those numbers can also be revised.
Mm-hmm.
And they probably will be.
When you're done with that, Eli just reminded me of something. Could you play that video when you get a free chance?
Which video?
The one I just tagged you in live chat.
Oh, I still have me up. But yes.
I don't know if anyone remembers this. But I do.
Job gains occurred in healthcare, social assistance, and construction, while federal government and financial activities lost jobs, the BLS said in a statement. Wednesday's reports further complicate the task for President Donald Trump and Republicans as they attempt to craft an economic narrative going into the 2026 midterms. Remember, JD Vance has you guys covered on your rhetoric. You can't turn the Titanic around overnight, because the Titanic famously turned around. Polls show that the president's approval rating on the economy has declined. We saw that with Harry Enton, while consumer sentiment has been poor, particularly around the jobs market. Manufacturing, a key industry targeted for growth by the Trump administration, was among the industries that saw little change in January, the agency said. Still, factory jobs rose 5,000 in the month for their first increase since January of 2024. Analysts expect a contraction. That's not good. So although they rose by 5,000 in a month, they expect a contraction, which means less coming up. That's something that they expect to see. The healthcare sector was the largest contributor to job gains in January, adding a net 137,000 jobs. Over the course of the last year, that sector has been the driving force behind job gains. The leisure and hospitality sector added only 1,000 jobs in January, which many economists have described in recent months as something that would be a red flag, given how reliant the industry is on consumer spending. The unemployment rate fell from 4.4% to 4.3% in January. Still, Wednesday's report also shows that not nearly as many jobs were added in 2025 as thought, and last year will go down as the worst year for hiring since 2020, or since 2003 outside of a recession. Additionally, the BLS subtracted 862,000 jobs from March 2024 through March 2025 as part of its annual revisions. So for 2025, Wednesday's revisions show that the labor market contracted during 4 months, January, June, August, and October. Previously, data showed a net loss of jobs in only 3 months. The average revisions to U.S. jobs data has been steeper in the year since 2020 than they were before the pandemic. Economists and analysts largely attribute this to a shift in labor market dynamics and survey response rates. The massive revisions down were not entirely unexpected. However, BLS previously projected a downward revision of 911,000 for 2024 to 2025. And that's not what we got. And even Jerome Powell, who, Trump hates, said that they were probably too rosy of numbers to begin with. So, yeah, he's not doing as well as y'all said he was. Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, how you feeling?
I'm not doing good today, but that's okay.
Friend.
That's all good. I will say something funny that happened last night, since you all love Summer and sometimes love Bailey. I don't know how you guys feel about Bailey. He's
I
iffy.
like Bailey. I liked my random messages I used to get from Bailey from your phone. Or your not your phone, your
laptop.
Yeah.
When you still lay on the laptop. Yeah, he rarely touches my new keyboard. So W Mechanical Keyboard apparently keeps the cat off of it.
There you go.
Yeah, it might be the lights on it. I don't know. So Summer has started this new thing where she will run at Bailey because he's being an asshole to Safari. And last night, Bailey was coming out of the bathroom for whatever reason, right? And the bedroom door is right next to the bathroom entrance. And Summer just stops him in that spot. And he just hunkers down and then eventually just lays down without moving. And she's not doing anything. She's just literally putting her face in his. And she just kept turning around and being like, am I being a good girl? And kept getting pets. And then would turn around and do it more. It was the funniest thing. Yeah, I'm saying bully my cat, Bailey. Sorry.
Cats like it, though.
He is the bully. I'm sorry, guys. Bailey just is the bully. If you guys knew my cat, he is the bully. He is funny sometimes. He's great. But he is the bully.
Guess for misinformation is crazy.
Me?
My husband said that. I'm guessing he meant you.
Or me. Wait, which one?
Bailey is a bully.
I can't. What am I? What are we talking about?
Oh, so the first video I sent you from Lou Berger on TikTok, if you can play that, because Eli said something about AI and Martin Luther King. And then I'll go into the next couple of videos that I'm looking at.
AI and Martin Luther King?
Mm-hmm. Just play it. You'll see.
Well, I have to be on the right window would be a good idea first.
Oh, maybe. That's suggested.
Ugh, I can't
Maybe.
stand TikTok. Nobody asked you to start right away.
That is the worst part. Is just like immediate.
Cannot. Let me make sure this window. Okay. My buttons are being finicky over on my stream.
Did you hear that someone used artificial intelligence to have Martin Luther King endorse him for Congress? Some dumb.
Real quick, if you guys don't know that this song is from Little Shop of Horrors, what are you doing? Fake fans.
Named Anthony Hudson is running for Congress in Michigan. His TikTok page posted a horrific video of MLK saying, "I have another dream." And his other dream is that said dummy Anthony Hudson will win the congressional seat. Well, people got really pissed and Hudson blamed it on one of his staffers. And then he said he fired the staffer because it was a terrible and disgusting video. Then suddenly, and without warning, he doubled down and said he decided not to fire the staffer because MLK would have endorsed him for Congress. I will say, I've seen the video. Yeah. You can very easily tell it's fake. He's like, "Hello, I have another dream. I'm Martin Luther King." And
you can also tell it's
vote for
fake
this guy.
because he's dead.
Yeah.
That's another way you can tell that it's fake.
It's
Is
at least
that
a
he's
clue.
dead.
At the end of the video, Martin Luther King says, "Okay, I've been dead a while. I'm going back to where I came from."
Okay, well, I've been dead, so I guess I'll go back to being dead.
So, the person, Anthony Hudson, is currently running for governor of Michigan. Little olive lore. When I first got on TikTok, Anthony Hudson was running as a nonpartisan presidential candidate. I worked on his campaign for months. I was the press secretary. I also became an intern for campaign manager. Anthony Hudson is probably one of the worst candidates, not only for Michigan, but in general. Allegedly, and I have to say that because Hudson likes to throw defamation, Hudson is not a good representative. He has caused harm to his women, what are we called? His other women employees, and he does not represent Michigan.
Gross.
I just wanted to put that out there because I know there's some Michiganders in the chat. I did post one of his recent videos on Twitter. Staffers, thank you guys. So
let me pull that.
just wanted to put that out there.
By the way, guys, if you don't know, early voting starts in Texas today.
Yep, that's true.
You also have some local elections in Florida, Georgia, State Senate District 18, special general runoff. Iowa local elections, South Carolina local elections, Wisconsin spring statewide primaries, Delaware local elections, Michigan Green Party state convention is coming up. That's interesting. Oh, Delaware is going to be the 21st, so I apologize. So let's go back. Just today, 17th. So Texas early voting, Florida local elections, Georgia State Senate District 18 special general runoff, Iowa local elections, South Carolina local elections, and Wisconsin spring statewide primary elections are all today. Vote times 5 is crazy, Jedi. That's wild. So yeah, make sure you guys are paying attention. This is what we talked about yesterday, is paying attention to the goddamn voting that's locally for you. I didn't have this on the outline, but I've seen it floating around. It goes in with how much we've been talking about voter fraud in elections. Does anybody know where Nick Shirley is right now?
Nope.
Didn't he roll back his statement or something? Or
for what?
On something?
Which one? I didn't see that.
Somebody, I don't know. Somebody was putting it in my live chat yesterday, and I was ignoring it on general principle. But
well, as far as from what I'm hearing on Twitter, he went to California to talk about what we've talked about multiple times. I know Audrey has. I know Olive has. The Republican woman who registered her dog to vote and was caught And she was convicted. I don't remember if she served jail time or if it was just a fine. And her lawyer argued that she did it on purpose to prove that you can. Well, apparently you can, and you can get caught. So again, Nick Shirley coming in late to the motherfucking party. Didn't even bring house wine for us. Nothing. Didn't bring anything. Didn't take off his shoes into my house, but he showed up late as fuck to talk about something that we all had known about and investigated, because Nick Shirley is a fucking moron. So now, if you guys see that floating around, don't be surprised, because they all don't know either.
Shh, they don't. It's okay. At least it'll be okay. I don't know.
Oh no. Where's that one? I gotta put that in here. I love when I scroll Twitter and I just come across things.
That is always fun.
This one's just gonna make them mad. That's why I like it.
Uh-oh.
It's our favorite caffeine-addled guy again. Uh-oh. Let's talk about
Regrets of some folks had a few. What are we talking about here? Well, let's just take a look here. Okay, choice for 2024 presidential election. The actual was Donald Trump winning by about 1.5 points. It rounds to a point. But take a look here. In a polled redo between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris in April of 2025, it was within the margin of error, right? Kamala Harris by a point. But look at where we are now, according to an NBC News SurveyMonkey poll. Kamala Harris wins in a redo, asking folks, essentially, if you could redo the 2024 election, how would you vote? She wins it by, get this, 8 points, a massive shift from what we saw back in November of 2024 when Donald Trump won by a point. And I will note that this sample was weighted to the 2024 result in which Donald Trump won by a point, but yet Kamala Harris in this weighted sample, get this, she wins by 8 amongst a sample that voted for Trump by 1.
So the good news is Kamala Harris, for her, wins the 2024 election. The bad news is it's actually 2026, so it doesn't count for her.
And I hate all of you. I hate all of you who chose him over her, and I especially, even more so, hate all of you who didn't vote. We talked about that yesterday.
The third-party voters, too.
Yeah,
Y'all
no,
suck.
I think I hate them more than I hate Trump voters, to be honest.
Yeah.
You didn't do anything. You didn't do anything.
I got you real good there.
That showed them the DNC. That darn DNC, we showed them, didn't we? We showed them real, real good. Yeah.
We got you there.
did.
Look at what we did. We proved something.
There's like 2 more minutes of this. What else are they talking
What about, though, the 2026 midterms when we're talking about Trump voters and then also Harris voters?
Okay, so you see this, and as John was laughing about, the fact is the 2024 election is good, gone, goodbye. But it has a massive impact, this voter sentiment, on what may happen later this year. Why do I say that? Because let's take a look at the vote for Congress, and this is very important, all right? 2024 Harris voters, they vote for the Democrats on average by, get this, 89 points. The Trump voters mostly stick by the Republicans, but by a significantly smaller margin, by 83 points. This means that the Democratic base that voted for Kamala Harris is sticking with those congressional Democratic candidates to a much greater degree than those Trump voters are sticking with the Republican candidates for Congress, and that is why what you're seeing on that generic congressional ballot is Democrats leaping ahead by this point by about 5 points, because at least at this point, the Trump voters are not sticking by the Republicans as much as the Harris voters are sticking by the Democrats.
Yeah, and these numbers may not look that different, but this 5 points, which is roughly what that is, that really could be hugely important come November. This is people who did vote in 2024. What about those perhaps who did not?
Okay, so part of the equation, right, is that the Harris voters are really sticking with those Democratic candidates to a more so than the Trump voters are sticking with the Republican candidates. But it's more than that. It's also people coming off of the sideline. Okay, voters' choice for election for the 2026 congressional elections. If they didn't vote in 2024, look at this. Democrats are winning that vote by a significant margin, by 16 percentage points. So you add onto that the Harris voters sticking with the Democratic candidates, all of a sudden you see, hey, this is the way that Democrats are going to get back their congressional majority. And more than that, I will note that in 2024, of course, the Trump voters, or the people who voted for Trump, he actually won a larger share of those non-2020 voters. So it's not just what we're seeing here, historically speaking, that, hey, non-voters vote Democrats. That was not the case in 2024. And when you put it all together, Mr. Berman, you put all of this together, what do we get? It's not just the House, it's the Senate as well. Democrats' chance to win the Senate a year ago was 19%, according to Kalshi, 30% 6 months ago. And now Democrats have a 40% chance of taking back the U.S. Senate.
And that seems to be going up even more over the last few weeks.
Fucking betting markets. I still hate betting markets. The fact that we're including that in polling is crazy.
Let's be clear. I think you probably already know this one, Moni, but Don Jr. is on the chair or on the board of what is it? Kelshi, and then the other Polymarket. He's on the chair of both of those.
Right.
So if you go and fucking bet money on that shit, you're paying Don Trump Jr. These are the betting markets that they're using for their data sources. It's fucking insane.
Yep. And then they can effectuate the outcomes of things so that they can bet on it and win, or bet against it and win. You guys don't know what shorting a market is? That's what they're going to do, just with polling markets.
Yeah, no. Kelshi and Polymarket are no. Don Jr. is involved, and it's not worth it.
Great. They're talking about hiring kids. That's lovely. We love that. Florida AG James Uthmeyer. That's fun. Also, I'll do this as my last thing. It really isn't political, but because I'm not making a determination again. Early voting starts in Texas. I'm not in Texas, but if you are in Texas, please make sure you're out there voting. I don't have an opinion really at this point, one way or the other, for Texas, specifically for the Senate. But as we know, Crockett and Tallarico are both running, so that's going to be your primary votes that you need to do. But Tallarico did a interview on Stephen Colbert. If you guys don't know, Stephen Colbert is the late night show on CBS, which is now owned by the fucking Ellisons. And he's been canceled. He's done after this season. It's going to be the last that we see of Stephen Colbert's late night show. I'm sure he'll be somewhere. He's not going to stop talking. He's going to go somewhere. But he did an interview, and then CBS didn't air it.
That should not surprise me.
CBS refused to air it. Now, I wonder why that could be. Could it be because they are scared of flipping a Senate seat in Texas, maybe? Huh. Well, if that's the case, make sure if you are in Texas that you are going out and you are doing your early voting and you are voting in these primaries. Whether it is Tallarico, whether it is Crockett. Make sure you're coming out to vote. They're scared. They're fucking terrified. I have it, babe. I'm not going to watch the whole thing, but I have it. And I can post it. The entire 14-minute
That's so dumb. I will say this real quick,
I'm gonna mute it, just play in the background. You can keep it.
It's gonna be very interesting if Tallarico wins the primary, and then all of the Republicans that have glazed him because they want him to beat Crockett. Right? Being like, this is who the Democratic Party needs to run on their platform. He does great. They'll have to walk that shit back.
Yep. Yeah, Kayla, this is what they didn't air. It's the full, it's like a almost 15-minute interview. I have that. I will post that in the outline today, because that's what I do after I get off, is I just post that. I'm sure you guys love seeing that light up with so many notifications, is I just post all my outline feed. For that, because I know that I think he spoke on it too. Let's see if I can find it. see, that's Midas Touch talking about it. So this is a quote from Steven. He said he was supposed to be here, but we were told in no uncertain terms by our network's lawyers who called us directly that we could not have him on the broadcast. This is in regards to FCC chair Brendan Carr, that he was like, hey, so CBS was scared of Brendan Carr. And because of that, they did not air the segment about Tallarico. Why not play it now? Because it's 14 minutes long, and I also don't want to get copyright strike. CBS is a bitch. But I will put it in my Discord. You can look at it. I literally found it on Twitter. You can literally look up Colbert Tallarico interview, and you can find the whole thing. You can probably go on YouTube and do the same. The only reason that I'm not doing that is because, again, CBS likes to copyright strike. You posted it in Discord. I'm going to post it in my outline, but you can post it in Discord. What's that one? What did you post? Ah. What is that? I don't know. Is that... Oh, they posted it. Why is that picture? That does not... Okay, I saw this on Twitter. That picture doesn't even look like James Tallarico. Hold on.
What are you leaning around right now, Moni?
My microphone.
Oh, it like basically makes a hole in your head. When it's not on camera, it just like looks like a black box and you're just missing part of it. Yeah, except the bar's too far away.
I know, now I moved it. Now it's too far. It's too far away now. Okay. I'll play this little bit where they posted this from their thing. But I don't know. That picture doesn't even look like Tallarico. Again, I'm not making any judgments on who I think. Again, early voting in Texas starts today. Make sure you're going out there and voting. I don't care who the fuck it is. Personally, if I want to give my opinion, but again, I'm not in Texas, so it's not for me to say, but I would personally probably prefer Crockett over Tallarico. To me, I just don't give a fuck as long as we flip seats. But hi, Erica. I saw you come in. But this is about Colbert talking about the fact that they couldn't air the interview. I'll play a little bit of it. I don't understand why this picture, it doesn't even look like Tallarico. It weirds me out. That's why I thought, picture of Tallarico front on, then I've just never looked at him front on enough to like...
I think so.
Like I've seen, I know what Tallarico looks like. That doesn't look like Tallarico. It's weirding me out. Show that on camera, sir. Oh, it's Snoopy. Never mind.
Dog.
Looks like
It's
Snoopy.
the dog. I thought the same thing.
Okay.
I thought the same thing. I thought it was gonna be a phallus as well.
She pie.
So reactions in real time, guys. I'm trying to protect my channel. It's Colbert. I love Colbert, but you never know.
Away the last couple minutes, and I come back.
To that?
I'm not responsible for this.
I
Okay.
didn't do it. My husband did it.
I'll look at the Discord in a second.
I'll look at
You know what? I would support that Colbert for president. At least we would have an actual comedian as president. And then we can say, but he makes me laugh as a valid.
That's what they say. Now he's just joking, guys. He makes
He's
me
just
laugh.
joking. I voted for him. I like him. I still support him because I laugh.
Yeah, he's trolling the American people. That's why you guys voted for Trump, right? Right?
My cat is losing his shit again.
Oh no.
Hold on.
I was just going to tell you what he said in the interview, but you already played it, so.
That was funnier in real time because I freaked out that there was going to be a foul.
Yeah, everyone was freaking out about that not being James Tallarico. Like, it's not James Tallarico.
Listen, this AI slop has ruined us. So,
It has.
like,
That's a stock photo. That means that that's real.
Well, it's-
Some guy
it's
that's
really
not James
somebody.
Tallarico. Yeah. All right.
okay, bye then.
Goodbye.
Why do we sound like we're in your pocket? Always something. Well, there's that.
There's that. Can someone remind me how to restart an iPad? I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, there it is.
Oh, where I was like, wait, I know there's a button. The nom pocket's crazy.
Low.
You're making cinnamon rolls? Oh, did you go do all your errands already?
Why is it not working? Guys, I don't like Apple.
I know,
don't.
but I'm trapped
This just
now.
Nah. I don't like it.
I don't like it either. I'm just trapped. Like
There is.
all my
Oh,
stuff.
you slide it? No, sliding is not working. That's not working. What are you talking about? Do I hold it down? Listen, I just want to restart it because it's being weird. It's not doing anything when I slide it. This is an iPad Pro. Hold the volume and the top button. No, that takes a screenshot.
This is not. I'm not IT support.
There is not a slider. This is an iPad Pro. This is an iPad or
to like
Mac.
completely like reset.
Restart it.
Oh, Oh. Don't you have to hold the power?
Holding it? No, holding it lights it up. I'm not even kidding.
Googling it.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, press and hold power and either volume button until the slider appears. Then
I got it, cheeky. God damn.
Look, we're all
Listen. I admit when I'm technology inept, okay? I do pretty good with the streaming because, you know, I've been doing it for so long at this point.
Never mind anymore.
I know, but
It's
not
off.
to you up.
Look,
But yeah,
it's
you
off.
just have to hold it down until it gives you the option to turn it off.
It's off.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna.
That's not Talarico.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
Thank you.
See, now it's coming back on.
Yeah.
I don't listen. Ugh, it wasn't uploading my stuff to Dropbox, and I was getting annoyed. It just was sitting at 0%. And I'm like, all right, but you would download everything from YouTube,
Makes sense.
but you wouldn't upload to Dropbox. So turn it off and turn it back on. Duh.
Okay.
Anybody want to see a Fluffers real quick?
Yeah, let's do a fluff
Yes.
before we go. Olive, you're not
It's
going
not-
live, are you?
What?
Said you're not going live, are you?
I heard a
From
cat.
the void. What?
No, so
I was like, they didn't do anything with my goal, so they didn't. To be fair, they didn't even get me halfway. We could
No,
just
they
go
didn't.
raid Dougie.
So the cat came back and Whiskey's like angry.
Oh wait, Fluffer.
And because Whiskey like enjoys water, I can't really spritz him with water to like get him down. So now
you're trying
Spray them with apple cider vinegar water. It actually helps their digestion anyway, so if he drinks it, it's okay.
do you hear him? Are you gonna tell people what
No.
happened? You wanna tell everyone what happened? What happened, Whiskey?
Said there's a cat.
But did you hear me, Olive?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, mix
Apple cider
some-
vinegar.
Yeah, dilute that down with water. He probably won't like it, but if he drinks it, it's not toxic and it'll help with his urinary tract anyways.
Perfect.
What a
I mean,
sweet
it's
cuddle
just
baby.
She
See, this is what I want you to do, Whiskey.
Or
You see
throw a
that? You don't
chancla is
just
crazy, babe. No.
You don't That's crazy. You just don't snuggle your dad. You also snuggle me. But you don't do that, so. He's like all about Manny, and then when I'm home with him, he's okay with it. But as soon as Manny walks through that door,
Okay. Oh, gotta hide the.
no.
Oh, you rubbing on the foot. There we go.
Okay, I was like, we're gonna get Cat Tussie up in here. We don't need Cat Tussie.
Not
up in
Cat
here. We already
Yeah,
had,
no.
had a phallic scare today. We don't need any more scares.
yeah,
on this
I
platform.
came back to Cactus Penis, and I was confused.
Oh, God.
Damn it!
And I'm like, oh, is this what we're talking about now?
Oh my god. On that note, I love y'all.
We going Doug? We going to Doug,
We're gonna
right?
do Doug, yeah.
Yay.
Oh. So yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for being here today. I appreciate you. Thank you, Scarlett, and thank you, Trademark, for the support with my goal today. I appreciate that. And you guys killed it on the likes. I am so fucking proud of you. We hit 100,000 well before we even hit 11 o'clock Mountain Time today. I'm so fucking proud of you guys for that. Thank you guys so much. So we'll be back tomorrow, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, whatever time that is for you. And I'll come up with something. I usually just scroll Twitter and get new outlines of new shit because unfortunately they are flooding the zone and it never stops. So we will keep doing that. We'll try and get more calls. I literally had the call line open that entire time until now. I turned it off. And Yeah, they didn't want to call in, did they? Seemed like they're a little scared. I don't think they have much to defend anymore in way of their support. So I think we're moving, which is why I've been starting to do midterm Mondays, because I think we're moving on from Trump, which is great. I would love that to happen. Let's move on from that decrepit orange thing. So yeah, guys, I appreciate you. We're going to go to Doug. If you guys don't know Dougie, is it Dougie Lifts? I think that's his TikTok name. Dougie Lifts is who we're going to go raid, and we're going to go do a Monty raid for Dougie. So I will see you guys tomorrow. I appreciate you guys and your support so much. Let's go raid Doug. Bye, guys.